getting to be about Easter 2013, and God only knows what's going to happen the rest of this year. And I sure don't really want to know, although I know too much. But anyway, in my opinion, in my feeling, people concentrate on the passion of Jesus, which is all very fine and stuff, but you know, like there are two fellows who are crucified at the same time as Jesus, and there isn't much said about them. But in the Gospel of Luke, I forget, chapter 42 or something, or whatever, I don't know. You can look it up. There are these two guys, and they're criminals. They said they're criminals, and they've been condemned to die this way. But this crucifixion not a way that anybody ought to have to die. And but anyway, they are, and they're condemned. And in Luke, one of the guys, he says, "Hey man, you're supposed to be so cool. Why don't you get us out of this mess?" And the other says, what's your problem, man? This guy, he ain't done nothing. I mean, we did what we did, and we're here, okay, But so he turns and he says, "Hey, Jesus, when you come into your kingdom, will you remember me?" And Jesus says, "Yeah, man, that's this very afternoon. You're going to be in paradise with me." Okay. And, you can write a song about this, which I did, and I didn't deliberately write the song about it, but it just sort of happened because I sort of got this thing about it, like, the important thing is not that he's going to be in paradise. Well, it might be important, but as far as us as individual human beings and our relationship to the eternal, it's sort of like, can you accept it? Can you meet eternity with open arms, so to speak? And if you're crucified, I guess you have to. But anyway, so I leave out in this song the thing about him going to paradise, because the important thing is the attitude of this fellow. I think it's very, very important to embrace without expectations of reward or coming to heaven. I mean, would you go to heaven and leave 10 people behind? Or if 10 people could go to heaven because you didn't, would you do it? I mean, we're talking about what is the meaning of love? What is the meaning of us being one in the Spirit? And we are one in the Spirit. That's why we say, Our Father. It's not, only Protestants' Father, or only Catholics' Father, or only whatever's Father. It is, we are one, as our Father is one with the Son, and we are one in the Son. To speak Christian, we cannot exclude anyone. I might think this guy over here is a real bastard, but I'm not saying he's going to go to hell because of it. It's not for me to judge. And as a matter of fact, what is judgment? God loves us all. So anyway, there's a song. It's called The Robber's Request. On the hill of Calvary, hanging from his lonesome tree, beside the Lord, a robber he, who made his last and final plea. Jesus, please remember me. when you come in your glory, Jesus, please remember me when you come in your glory. Well, my own life I cannot save. I lived a lie and now I pay. But you, kind sir, I don't see why you're hanging here to suffer and die. Jesus, please remember me when you come in your glory. Jesus, please remember me when you come in your glory. Angels serve the Son of Man. Blessings flow from his hand. Oh, don't you know the truth so sweet? Flowers grow where he rests his feet. Jesus, please remember me when you come in your glory. Jesus, please remember me when you come in your glory. You see, remembrance is at the heart of it all, just as forgiveness is at the heart of it all. As we say, forgive us as we forgive. It's kind of like a contest, you know. If we can forgive, then we are forgiven. We are not forgiven alone. We are forgiven along with all the others. Don't think of yourself as saved and others as damned. You're off on a wrong tangent. I'm convinced of this. How many times has this happened in this universe? And all these planets, all these worlds which had to become because 13 billion years ago something happened, and what it was happened, it's hard to say. They call it a Big Bang, but you know, that's just a word, and you know, and we can't even conceive what it is. I mean, you know, just so much, and it's such, because it happened. There was helium, mostly hydrogen and a little bit of helium, and then it all kind of coalesced and became stars. And the stars, the first stars, they were so big and heavy and hot, they just burnt up and blew up. And when they blew up, they made a lot of more helium, and they made other elements and oxygen and stuff. And then the other stars, some supernovas, grew and formed and got burnt, and then collapsed and exploded. Tremendous explosions, and made all the other elements up, all the way up to iron and everything else. It's unbelievable. It just had to happen. And so this planet and this sun and over there and there and there and there and there, all throughout this universe, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of billions. You just can't imagine, the numbers are so big. To think that only here, you got to be crazy. It's all over. And That is why one can prophesy what's going to happen, because it probably happens the same way on every friggin' planet. On every friggin' planet, people come and they say, and then they discover, and pretty soon they're winging out like we do, And how many get past this stage? 1 out of 10? 1 out of 100? 1 out of 1,000? 1 out of 100,000? 1 out of 1,000,000? And, it's kind of like the story with Abraham, If there are 100 decent people in this town, but you won't destroy it. You can't find 100. Well, if there's 50 or 10, and he can't find them, and so he has to leave, and Sodom and Gomorrah are destroyed, and the earth, have we turned it into a Sodom and Gomorrah? Maybe. Thing is, Abraham, he could just walk out, Was it Abraham? Gee, I don't know. I'm not all that good in Bible stuff. But, he could walk over that way, and if he didn't look back, it'd be okay. His wife didn't. I guess maybe she forgot her iPad or something. But, gee whiz. Where are we going to go if we really screw the pooch? Well, we really have to hope for a miracle. I mean, something more serious than walking on water. But have a good Easter. Hi.